It's gilbertblaze here, back with another video. Now, I decided to make another tag video because why? Well, why not? So, I was watching the Crazy 125 Katie's tag video, and she kind of tagged Collect That Asian and Fight Dog, so I wanted to bite off it because, you know what? It seemed like some pretty interesting questions. So before I start, I'm just going to say right here, right now, it's very personal questions. I'm going to be talking about gay stuff. So if you don't want to hear it and you're under the age of 18 or so or whatever, don't watch this video because it's going to be quite explicit. So, don't mind me, I'm drinking me a little beer. Nothing like an ice cold Corona that sets you off tonight. So let's hear it. Question number 1. Have you ever sang in public? Yes, I have, because I used to be in chorus in junior high and high school, and then even when I used to go to church, my sisters and I used to have like a little group, and we used to sing in church a lot. So I sung in public a lot. Haven't done it in quite some time. Well, actually, I did do some karaoke a couple of months ago at a karaoke bar. That was pretty fun. But yeah, I sang in public a few times. It was fun. Question number 2. Do you use bar soap or shower gel? I've never been into the shower gel thing, so I'm all about the bar soap. I use Irish Springs a lot. So that's my favorite soap. Question number 3. If you had an envelope given to you that contained the date of your death, would you open it? Good question there. You know, I am a curious person. I do want to know things beforehand. I don't like to always be surprised. But on this matter, I don't know. I think I wouldn't want to know, because if, let's say, I open up the letter and it says I die tomorrow, you know, like, then I'm going to be in a panic mode, or I'm going to be fucking nuts and act stupid and be like, oh my god, I'm going to die. So, I don't know, like, I think I wouldn't want to know. I guess in this sense, I would like to be surprised, because then, you know, to me, whatever happens in life. So, I'd rather not open it. But if it's like right there next to me and it's like stays right next to me, I'm going to be so tempted to want to see it. But I don't think I will. Alright, question number 4. How old were you when you first did it? And did you love that person? Was it a fling? Well, let's see. In terms of women, I actually never had sex with a woman before. Never had sex with a girl. Had girlfriends in high school and junior high, whatever like that. But, you know, lots of kissing, lots of touching. I touched breasts. I touched a few pussies here and there, but never full intercourse, never penis into vagina, none of that shit. So that didn't happen. But in terms of guys, I actually was a late bloomer. You know, I waited until I was like 19. I know so many guys, they start fucking dudes 13, 14, 15, whatever. So I actually waited until I was 19, and the first person I did it with was it was an absolute horror. It was a worst first experience ever. It was a guy I met online. It was back then when computers were still new and shit, so I was so naive. I was dumb. I didn't see the guy's picture before I met him, so we met up. He lied about his age. He told me he was like 48, but when I met him, he looked clearly over 60. So I was like, fuck, what to do? So I got into his vehicle. He drove me back to his place. I was trapped at that point, so I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. So I was like, fuck it, let me just do the deed. So we did it. We had sex. It was horrible. And then he drove me back home, and I never saw him again. So there you go. Happy first gay experience there. Question number 5. Describe your perfect woman or man. My perfect man. My perfect man. See, now I'm a picky guy. Like, I'm very picky when it comes to guys, which is probably why I'm still single. But for one, I don't want no one that smokes. Non-smoker it has to be. If you smoke, done. He has to not be able to smoke. Drinking wise, obviously, I don't mind drinking. But if he has a serious problem, then that's a problem. But social drinker, fine. Now, personality is very important for me. You have to be able to, laugh. Don't take life so serious. Be funny, be kind-hearted. I like guys like that. Guys that can make me laugh is great. I also like either white or Hispanic men. I'm not really into, black guys or Asians. Not that I never messed with a black guy before. I mean, I have, but just because I wanted to see if the myth was true about black men. And needless to say, for some of them it is. For some. So, yeah, back to my perfect guy. So, yeah, he has to be funny, he has to be smart, independent. I don't want no one who's like a freaking freeloader, no one who can't handle themselves. I like a guy that's aggressive, take charge, knows what he wants, because I'm not, I want to say I'm a dominating person, I'm aggressive, I can be when I want to be, but, I like someone that's going to, put me in my place, but not like take control and be a control freak, but let's say, he knows how to playfully be gentle, be nice, but also know how to take charge. You got to have a mix of both. So, and also, a guy, in terms of height, I know for some reason I've always be with shorter guys, and it would be nice to be with a guy my height or taller, but that rarely ever happens to me. So, height isn't that bad as long as you're not 5'4" or less, And I don't like guys with long hair. So I like guys with either no hair or short hair. Facial hair, no facial hair doesn't really matter to me. Even though I do prefer facial hair. Stocky guys. I like stocky. I don't like skinny guys. I don't like obese guys. You have to maintain your weight. I like a big guy, like a football player built is nice. Baseball player built is nice. Smooth guys, cool. Hairy guys, awesome. But it all is all about, I want to say it's all about physical attraction. Physical attraction is one thing, but after that, you gotta have some kind of substance for me to actually keep my interest. So I'll just leave it like that. And also, he has to know what he wants in the bedroom as well too, because I can't be with anyone that's, shall we say, can't handle my sexual drive. So you got to be able to handle that. All right, question number 6. What's the worst thing you ever done that you got away with? I've done a lot of bad things in my life. I haven't been quite the angel, even though people see me as Mr. Nice Guy on here. But you know what? When I was a teenager, I did a lot of bad things. I can't even name them all, but let's see. One thing I fucked up on, one thing I did bad. Okay. My friends and I, we were the neighborhood kids, whatever. So we had a plan to, this is so horrible. We made a plan, it was 13, 14, whatever. So we was oh, we should there's this old guy in our neighborhood who was an absolute asshole. He was a prick. So we was oh, we want to fuck him up. So one night we waited until he was walking home from work or whatever, and we all had these ski masks on, whatever, and we just waited for him to beat his ass, and we just beat the shit out of him because he quite, even though fighting is wrong and beating people up is wrong, I'm not for it, but this guy was a major asshole. Very mean, very racist, whatever. So he deserved a beating, and we gave him a beating. But afterwards, I felt bad because it was who am I to give someone a beating? Am I someone's judge, jury, executioner? I didn't feel good about that because we judged him and we just beat him up. And so that was bad on my part. And I always thought about that. I always thought about that old guy. Whatever happened to him, I really don't know, but he after that beating we gave him, he was quite the loner. He was very antisocial. He didn't trust anyone in the neighborhood because he knew it was people in the neighborhood that fucked him up. He just didn't know who it was. So he was just quite not trusting anyone anymore. So he really changed his whole life. So I always felt bad about that, But that was one bad thing. Let's see. Question number 7. What's your biggest weakness or fear? Well, I think fear is to die alone. I don't want to be a loner, and I don't want to like die with no one not loving me, or that always like weighs on my mind a lot, because I'm so bad at I wouldn't say I'm bad at relationships, but I haven't met the right person yet, and I always feel like, even though that's like a cheesy saying of, oh, there's always a person out there for you, I feel like sometimes there isn't, because I have not met anyone that completely fulfilled me as a person. So that's a fear of mine right there. And also weakness. I'm very weak when it comes to people that are less fortunate, because like every day I'm on the subway station and I see homeless people or just people in need asking for change or money, and that really that's like a weakness of mine, because I always give money to people, but even though some of them may be just full of shit and just they're just having a scam, or they're conning people, and I can tell, but sometimes I just feel bad. I just give them money. That's a big weakness of mine. It's like I have that tendency to always trust people, even though I've been burnt a lot, and I still trust people all the time. So that's a big weakness. In terms of like height, I get people always say, oh, I'm scared of heights. I'm not as scared of heights anymore. I conquer my fear of planes. I went on a plane numerous times now, so I kind of conquered that fear. And so that's good right there. But yeah, I guess I would say, I'm not afraid to die, I would say. I used to be afraid of dying, but I'm not really more anymore. We're all going to die someday, so. But yeah, I would not like to die before I fulfilled what I need to do in life, and I would hope to not die. That's another fear, I guess, to die not knowing that I wasn't truly happy with my life. That would be a big fear of mine. So, next question: what is your shoe size? Well, I'm a size 12 in sneakers, but in shoes, I notice I'm a size like 13. So yeah, there you go. You know what they say about guys with big feet, huh? Leave that to your imagination. Question number 9. Have you ever felt like someone was watching you? Of course, all the time. I always feel like people are watching me. Even when I'm like alone in like a sheltered place, I feel like there's eyes or people watching me. There's spirits around me watching me. I always feel like that. And it's not like, I want to say it's paranoia, but I just feel like, people are constantly watching me. And the thing too is, doing security, I'm supposed to observe people, so I'm used of being a people watcher myself. I have to watch people all the time. I have to watch things. So it's like I'm watching people and people are watching me, and that's how I feel. So the last question number 10. What do you think is better, premarital sex or abstinence? All right. Now, this question is basically, if you're, I would say, a religious person or whatever like that, you're going to say abstinence is the key. And you know what? I don't fault anyone who wants to be abstinent. More power to you. If you don't want to have sex before marriage, more power to you. But for me, I'm going to go with premarital sex, because we all have needs, we all have desires, and to not be able to fulfill those needs, I don't know what I would be able to do. I'm not a freaking whore. I don't fuck every single day, or I'm not like always on it, but I have needs, and if I have needs, it needs to be fulfilled. And sex is a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. I know people that have a lot of meaningless, empty sex and whatever, that's their thing. People want to have sex and be meaningful and save it for marriage. More power to you. Make love, whatever. But for me, it has to be premarital sex, because I have raging hormones and they don't always be fulfilled. But you know what? Like I said, I have needs. So premarital sex, there you go. Alright, so that's my 10 question tag from that crazy one, 25 Katie, and I'm sure Fight Dog is going to do one, and Collect That Asian Jason's going to do one, and a couple other people. So if you feel the need to want to do these questions, it's very personal, I know. More power to you, do it. Let's see, let's have some fun. I'm going to go back to drinking my beer and relaxing before I go back to work tomorrow.